How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is William, August 1st, 2025. Hi, y'all. I just wanted to just touch base with y'all. And I'm going to touch base with y'all with some strong words here in the Lord, okay? And I'm going to take myself out and I'm going to speak what I know in the Lord concerning the situation what evil people do to you, okay? See, you have heard the old say where people say, what goes around come back around, and they call it karma. See, here's the thing. They put a name to it, right? Karma. Karma, karma, karma. Well, I ain't gonna put no name to it. I'm gonna just put the realness to it with the truth, okay, y'all? Now, they is true to what people say. Okay, what goes around, come back around, that's a true. But let me put the rest with that, y'all. What goes around, comes around, whether it's good or bad. So, in essence, you sow good seeds, you receive good seeds come back around to you. You sow bad seeds come back to you. You understand what I'm saying? So, whether it's good or bad, and I don't call it karma, I call it what the Lord says, what good is coming back to you. So whether you good out here to people and doing good in the Lord, good seed gonna come back to you. Whether you out here devilish, doing devilish works after the devil, bad seed gonna come back to you. You heard what the people say, what you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Now, let me tell y'all something. Y'all people out here doing wicked things, you people, and even including myself, if I'm being wicked, I'm gonna put it all the way around so I don't skip nobody. You understand? Not even myself. Let me tell you something. You think you can go around here and do evil and think that's not coming back to you? Don't know. Let me tell you something. Let me go to the top. Don't know. Ain't no judge gonna hide behind it. Cause God see your evilness. Ain't no district attorney gonna hide behind it because God see your evilness. And ain't no sheriff's officer gonna hide behind it. Sheriff of Richmond County ain't gonna hide behind it because the God sees your evilness. DSS ain't gonna hide. I'm just making a whole broad picture, y'all, so y'all can understand that ain't nobody above the law and ain't nobody gonna hide from the wickedness that they do in this world, in this day, and this on this earth. You do wickedness, buddy, you can best believe it's coming back to you. So if you did good, hey, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. Coming back to you good. You sow good seed come back to you. You sow bad seed coming back to you. I don't care who you are. Who you are. Now, getting to a point in hand, y'all, let me just tell y'all something. A lot of y'all that know me, and you know I have raised a lot of children, a lot of my children. Never had a problem of anything. As a matter of fact, I mostly raised my children on my own because I ain't never had a problem with my first wife because she was I had to go kind of run her down to get the kids. So I never had a problem until I met, my second wife. Then, actually she was my third wife when I started enduring situations that I shouldn't be enduring. And here's the thing, y'all. Let me put this out there first before I go deep into this. It's always been issues between me and that sheriff department up there ever since Raymond Goodman was there. I ain't never had a problem with Raymond Goodman, but they're further down. Okay? So it's always been an issue there when they falsely charged me with a drug charge back in the early 90s, about 92. Phil Sweat and them, put some drug, what they call a little rock or whatever they call it, in my chair in my house. What I look like having a little rock in my house and a chair, a couch in my hair, in my house. And that was back when I was standing on Long Drive, in Rockingham. Back in the early 90s, y'all. 91, 92, 90, 91, 92, when I was really young. So they planted the rock in my chair and claimed that they found it there. And before that, y'all, let me go ahead and go before that, even there, when I first started with that sheriff department, and the officer's dead now, but his name was King. When I first ever got any problem or assault on a police officer, anything started with him, with that sheriff department. And ever since that started, it escalated through different sheriff's officers over the years. Okay? Come on. Let's get it. So when Michelle came along, the only thing she did was a participant in to do what they wanted her to do anyway. Because they was already after me and wanted me for anything they could get me for. So when they got a participation person, a person to participate with helping them get at me, they found that person in my sheriff, which is my ex-wife. because that's why they helped her with all the evil junk. They know. Come on, y'all. How many women gonna assault you and not get nothing did about it? Come on, y'all. Let's be real about it. We're gonna be down to earth and real about it. How many women can assault a man several times and end up taking his kids from him? At the same token, and the court won't even finish when and on probation for assaulting me. So it's a prejudice. See, that's why I say, when I call Mark Gullett biased, prejudiced person, that's what I mean. I mean that because you know why? Because instead of upholding the law that he should uphold, and charge this woman as accordingly, and take my kids away from her as they should, and DSS that ain't what they did, So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of history. So those of y'all that ain't seen this from the beginning, I'm gonna just give y'all a quick history of it. November 2019, my little boy 4 months old, my baby boy, by her, and she skipped out on us, left. But you know what? I found out to be later that she planned to do that. Because I was a hard-working man, driving tractor and trailer from Mount Arrow. I'm going, 14, 16 hours a day at night. I'm working at night. And on this particular morning, y'all, when I came in from work, lay down to go to sleep. See, when I come in, she'll usually get up, go in the front room or whatever, and, she'll take our little kids with her, and sleep in there so I could get some sleep because I go work the same day. I just need to get some rest. But on this particular morning, she coming there busting the door open and being noisy and loud. And I'm like, Michelle, what are you doing? I got to sleep. I got to go to work today. For whatever reason, she go out. I close the door behind, lock the door. Man, how about she come bust the door in? We get arguing again. I said, Michelle, please get out of here. I got to sleep. I got to go to work today. Man, she go out the door again. I close the door, lock the door behind her again. She come in and busted the door open again. Lock door now. Started doing, raising, saying this and that and all of this. And I'm like, now I got to go to work. Why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? She snatching up the baby, and she was doing a whole lot of inconsistency things that on that particular morning, y'all. And then, so you know what? I got mad. I got up and got on her face, and I looked, now you need to get on out of here and stop what you're doing. She dialed 911. So now she want to be white. Check this out, y'all. Oh, help, she's choking me. If y'all ever heard that woman, y'all know I'm telling the truth, because that's exactly what, see, she want to be white when trouble. When she want to get her way and do stuff that she want to do, she want to be white. She use that white voice of hers. And that's what she did that morning. Man, I ain't never seen so many sheriffs show up one time and that quickly. They only show up for white people that way. Y'all remember that movie, Scary Movie? When them newscasters say, hey, we getting up out of here, the black people. But see, and she used the white voice, so folk officers came to my house that morning. 4 days that morning, y'all, mind you now, because I ain't even got to sleep yet. It ain't broke day yet. So the sheriff said, man, we don't see no bruise on that one of you, so we can't take nobody to jail. So she finna take my kid, leave out the house right then and get in the sheriff's car. The sheriff said, hold up, ma'am. I said, nah, we can take you, but we can't take no kids. She left the kids. That's how she left her. She left the kids right here with me. And left and went behind the sheriff department, ended up in a motel that night as well, begging out to her stepdaddy. Crying out to him, white stepdaddy, her mama's husband, crying out to him, taking pictures of herself like she must have went and put some bruises on herself some kind of way, because I know she ain't get no bruises from me, which indicate with my boys. So how do a 12 and 13-year-old take with my 13-year-old, not my 12-year-old, take pictures of himself? Well, he probably done scratched himself or whatever. I mean, come on, who you get that from? That's what I thought about. I thought long and hard about it. They got it from Michelle. Because Michelle coached him. Michelle been in contact with my boys, and I had no knowledge of it. See, that's the thing, y'all. So getting on back to I'm going to quick serve this up pretty quick. Getting on back to the point, the sheriff ended up leaving that 4 days that morning, left with her, left me, abandoned our kids and everything. So I said, Michelle, I told her right there, I said, Michelle, don't go out there and do nothing stupid that you're going to regret later. I might well have told her to go do something stupid. I goes out to my car lot the next morning, the same day, a little later that day. Here's the sheriff department pulling up at my car lot. So I'm like, oh, what's the deal? Oh, well, your wife went and took out a warrant on you. You got to go down to the sheriff's office with us. I went down there, ended up staying in jail like 72 hours because I couldn't get right out, right? And during that process, y'all check this out. She busted in my house twice. The first time with the sheriff department with her. This is in November 2017, y'all. The first time my daughter was here, she broke into my house, went in, did whatever she did, ramshacked my house, whatever. Why the sheriff officer was with her? Then the sheriff man like, oh, well, we can't do nothing about it because she was staying there or whatever. But she abandoned it. You left. Second time, one of my neighbors right behind me called her coming in, broke in my house a second time. I called the sheriff department. I'll never forget it, they sent a dog unit out here in the F-150, one police officer now, in a dog truck. Then I wondering why it's taking so long for to arrest this woman. I finally calls him up on the phone. I think his name was Dawkins. He said, well, the district attorney decided not to prosecute your wife. What? Not to prosecute? She clearly broke into my house. Did you have a reason to come to my house a second time? Broke into my house twice, y'all. One with the sheriff department, one without the sheriff department, where my neighbor behind me saw her coming in here. So, they didn't charge her with that. She assaulted me at Convenience Corner. And it backfired on her because she recorded the whole ordeal. And the whole ordeal was showing she was the aggressive one and she was the one that assaulted me. Judge Christopher Rue sentenced her to 18-month probation for assault with me. So it backfired on her. Oh, yeah, getting back to the point. When they did lock me up, all charges were dismissed against me, and I was ready for a trial. Christopher Rue found me not guilty for assaulting her, found her guilty for assaulting me, and gave her 18-month probation. And this is why we're going through custody battle, y'all. Now, watch this now. Now, in December 2018, she assaulted me again in front of the DSS parking lot. Out there with the camera, DSS on camera, record the whole ordeal. And we were still going through child custody now, in court now. Mind you, y'all. So, and what's that woman named Crawford? So Judge Crawford, I said, now, Your Honor, let me tell you something. Now, this woman always assaulted me, and, she always causing conflict every time I show up for, it wasn't no problem me to give her the kids, but when I get the kids back, there's a problem. And I told her that. Well, if you don't go take these kids, you come back here, I'm going to lock you up. She gave me an ultimatum. So, you know what? I took the kids down there to DSS. No problem for her getting them. Gave them to her. She went on about her business. It was when I came back to get the kids back is when I had the problem. Y'all saw that. What y'all saw in that video, she was sitting there waiting, had them planned out, mapped out everything that she was going to do when I got there. Y'all seen that video. If y'all haven't seen it, go back through my videos and find that video, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So now, I'm asking my daughter, hey, baby, why you ain't call me? You supposed to call me every day. What happened? By the time I came out my mouth with that, Michelle done bum rushed me. To snatch my daughter and knock me, throw my daughter one way and knock me the other way. That was in court. Did that stop the judge from taking not take the kid from me? No, it didn't. It even made her do me worse on March. Look now, 1 month later, she assaulted me in December. And okay, the district court judge, the same judge, Christopher Rue, found her guilty again, y'all. Found her guilty again after watching that video. All right, so now here we go back in front of Judge Crawford. So, Sophia Crawford, is her name Sophia? I don't know. Anyway, Judge Crawford. So we go back in front of her, where in March now, 2019, I'm sorry, which was December, March, about 3 months later, she stripped me of my rights and ordered that Michelle take my kids. After that was the second assault she assaulted me, y'all. And I'm looking at this judge like, what? What in the world are you doing? How you gonna take my kid when that woman assaulted me? How you gonna take my kid from me? If anything, you're supposed to not let that woman get nowhere around my kids whatsoever, because she assaulted me, and you got the evidence right to prove it. You got the evidence that she was on probation. You got the evidence of new evidence of a video that shows clearly she had no respect to me or our kids to assault us. Both. But did that stop Sophia Crawford from taking my kids from me and stripping me of my right? It sure did. She did that junk. That's why she's such a wicked judge. So let me get back to the Bible in hand, what I was talking about, y'all. You people that think you're going to get away at what you have done to hurt innocent people in this world, you going to got it coming back 10 times 4 and more. It's going to come back to you and your family from the garbage you did. Now, since Sophia Crawford started this and did this in the sheriff department, y'all going to carry the burden of my children hurt. That's why my oldest 2 boys were hurt, y'all, because they were separated from their 3 siblings. I had them kids here from 2017 November, y'all, till March 2019. 2 years, y'all. That woman ain't lift her hand. Only thing she did was went out there in the streets and hold around and got pregnant. By some other man while married to me. That's all that woman did. But as for the 3 kids that I had here in my home, my 3, she didn't do nothing for them. She didn't come around them, and she didn't pay no child support or anything like that. But yet, I took care of my kids and worked and took care of my kids. All 5 of them. The 3 by her and my 2 oldest boys. And when that judge ripped my family apart, it broke the hearts of my 2 boys. And that's why they grew up the way they did and wanting to be around their sibling because they can't see them or they won't see them. And that was all due to Sophia Crawford. Sophia Crawford, let me tell you something. And I don't hate to say this. You're going to have some misery in your life with what you did to me and my family. You're going to have some misery. My son, you gave Michelle all of the rights to do anything she wanted to do with my kid without my say-so. The first thing she did when you make that order, wasn't even a month too later, she went out there and had that surgery on my son that crippled his arm for the rest of his life. So now he ain't have no mobility no more. So you directly responsible for that. And whether you want to say indirectly or directly, you directly responsible for that because your judgment was prejudiced and you was biased. And then you're going to excuse yourself after you did all the hurt to me. Then you're going to excuse yourself. You's an evil woman, Sophia Crawford. You's an evil woman. Michelle is an evil woman. You was an evil woman. And everybody that did that garbage to me up there is evil. Let me tell you something. I'm going to talk to you in the Lord. Your day coming in the Lord for what you done to me and my family. Your day coming, Michelle, in the Lord, what you did to me and my family. Because those are my kids, and I protect my kids. And I was protecting them from you, your maniac self. That's what I was protecting them from because I know how you was. And I know it wasn't no use to you raising my kids because you were going to disasterize my kids. And that's exactly what you did. My kids. And then you're going to come back and entertain my older kid that you ain't got nothing to do with. Period. Nothing. And DSS let you do it. See, y'all, the evening, let me tell you something. I'm going to make it nice and clear to you. What you doing to me is coming right back to you. And it's going to come back to you. The misery, all the suffering that my kids have suffered, the misery they have suffered at the hands of that sheriff department, at the hands of that DSS, including one name particular, Krista Foster, and that Miss Collins. Oh, man. And anybody else up there, let me tell y'all something. Y'all got y'all day coming. I'm telling you in the name of Jesus, y'all got it coming. Every one of you got it coming. And you know what? Only thing I can tell you right now is stay prayed up in the Lord and step under the blood of Christ. I will tell you that much because when this come back to you, for the devilment that you have done, and letting the devil control your mind and control what you say and do to hurt people, it's coming, y'all. Watch out, you evil ones. Watch out. And let me tell y'all something. It's already been showing up already, y'all, of the wickedness that's going on around Richmond County. You gotta, I ain't gonna mention that. I'm gonna mention that in another one. That's something that I know about, something going on. But anyway, I ain't gonna mention that right now because I want to stay focused on this stuff in at hand and what has been done to me here in Richmond County. It's a hurtful thing to go through life and see the misery of people, of the misery of your children, and how people have deliberately hurt your children. to try to get at you. Because it's all about getting at me, y'all. That's all it ever been about, is getting at me. Ever since I raised my hand against that sheriff department, them sheriff officers up there, wickedness, it's always been an issue, always. But see, I'm the one to fight. And I learned how to fight. Because when I was younger, I didn't know how to fight. But when I got older, I learned how to fight and fight correctly. And the fight is God's fight. Because see, I can't do none of these wicked people. I can pray unto the Lord to make it happen. And the Lord is the one going to make it happen. See, I can't do nothing with them. Me personally can't do nothing with these jokers around here because they ain't nothing but some wicked devil follower, devil worshipers. And I can't do nothing with them. But I can do something with them through God. Remember this, you wicked people. Remember the words of my lips. You're going to pay the cost for your deceitfulness, for your treacherousness, your devil followers. And the devil got an end anyway. So y'all going to have an end too. Bet that, y'all. Put that on the fire. So, hey, when it come back, see, the thing is, you women, let me tell you something I don't like about some women, y'all. Some women is in their place. The women that's not in their place, they're the ones I can't stand. Because you know why? They get in positions and they touch things with their feelings, rather touch things by what the law says. They touch it with their feelings like you got to stand up in front of them and present yourself to them like you serving them. I'm not serving y'all. I serve God only. I'm not serving y'all nasty, devilish people. So that's what women do. That's why we don't have no woman controlling anything, because they always touching stuff with their feelings instead of the law. But boy, it's going to be some turning out in Richmond County because of me through the Lord. You best believe that. There's going to be some turning out of everybody that has bothered me and hurt me in ways that caused my hindrance and caused me hurt and caused me to cry and caused everything to be hurt by them. That's what they did. See, their own kids. See, you use my kid to hurt, my two boys to hurt me, but what about your kids? See, that's what I'm talking about. What about your kids? What do you think gonna happen with your kids? What you did to me, what do you think gonna happen to your kids? What do you think gonna happen? What do you think gonna happen to you? What do you think gonna happen to your family? See, I know how this thing works. Buddy, back to you tenfold. To every lawyer, to every judge, to every district attorney, to everybody that put their hands on me in that courthouse, because I know it was even people in that courthouse, receptionists and all, were doing stuff, that worked beside the judge. See, I know all this stuff, y'all. And then I had to end up with the garbage lawyer that didn't want to fight for me as the law says. Throw me right up under the bus. Get it, y'all. Bear with me, y'all, and watch. Well, shoot, I done been telling y'all to watch, and things has been happening. So I'm gonna say, keep on watching, y'all, because some stuff is finna unfold from high people in places that they ain't had no business being in the first place. You hear me? So Phil Crawford never had no business being a judge up there. You're gonna be a prejudiced black woman up there, you ain't had no business being up there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, y'all, black, you have to watch out for the black hurting the black, because you know what? Whether I was white or black, that judge run a evil order, and it was based on feelings and what people wanted her to do. It wasn't based on the law, because if it were based on the law, guess what, y'all? I wouldn't be talking to y'all right now. Because you know why? Because Michelle would be somewhere in a mental psych ward in jail somewhere, and I have my kids. And the judge would have never took them out of my custody after 2 years of me having them. She would have never took them out of my parents' script. What? I know y'all ask yourself a question. What did I do for the judge? I didn't do nothing. That's exactly my point. But Michelle did a whole lot. For my kid to be ripped from her, she did a whole lot. That's an undermining, evil woman. But you know what? I'm thankful to the Lord for when everything the Lord brings to my attention that he is overthrown and overturned and paid back. I'm thankful. Because your evil devil's gonna get it. And that's real from me. Thank y'all for joining me.